Okay, so this is Larry the Barber Man. I'm here in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Iced Out Barbershop with Jackie, aka the Iced Out Barber. Jackie is Floyd Mayweather's personal barber and the owner of the Iced Out Barbershop. Quite an achievement, whether you're a man or a woman, Jackie. I'd just like to first start by asking you, where and when did you start in barbering, and what was your inspiration and motivation to become a barber?
Well, to be honest, I started in 2000 is when I became a licensed barber in Minnesota, and I moved to Las Vegas in 2001. And to be honest, what motivated me was the money that the barbers was making. But that motivation turned into a passion. So I did develop a passion for it. And with that being said, just working with other barbers and around good environment just inspired me to want to be better and move forward and push forward.
Okay, perfect. And tell me what kind of hairstyles you specialize in. What are you known for?
Well, all the hair styles. I mean, when you deal with barbering, you're just dealing with fades, tapers, so I specialize in everything. I specialize to catering and making the client feel like $1 million. That's what I specialize in.
Great answer.
Regardless if they have $1 million or not, I want you to feel like it.
Okay, so talking about money, let's talk about money. How did you get the gig with Floyd Mayweather? I know how difficult it is for women to get jobs in male-dominated careers. I have a friend that is the only female licensed boxing promoter in the world, so I know some of the challenges you must have come across. So tell me how you got this gig.
Well, first of all, what a lot of people don't know, Floyd and I have been friends since 2001. And I used to work at a barbershop that he used to come to, and he already had a barber. So I think already, it was just something that was inevitable that was going to happen eventually anyway. By him already having a barber, I never went to him and asked to cut his hair or, suggested, get rid of your barber and hire me. It was just something that happened. We've always kept in touch over the years, and this particular day I called him and he asked me to come to his house, and he was just cutting his hair with the clippers, and I just volunteered to help him. From that moment on, that's how it happened. So it just wasn't one of those things where he said, "Oh, you're the best barber in the world, I want to pick you." It was just something that happened.
Okay, so Floyd is a lot like myself. I'm a self-cutter as well, so I've learned something new about Floyd today.
Yes.
And tell me, how demanding can Floyd be on you as a barber?
Well, that's like anything. That's just like, it comes with the territory. Like, for example, I'm in the middle of a meeting with my staff at 7:30 and probably well into 8:30. I get a text that we'll be leaving today or sometime to head to New York. So it can get demanding, but again, it comes with the territory, no different than me. I know I get pushy and demanding with my barbers, but it's just a bigger picture that I look at, because it's not just about me, So I just look at the bigger picture, and if the job calls for it to be done, it just has to be done, The best way of looking at it is the best excuse is no excuse. And what I found, if a person want to make things happen, you just make it happen. I could sit here all day and say, "Oh, well, I had to do this or I had to do that," which is true. But guess what? If this is what I want and want to be a part of his camp and his team, then these are the adjustments that I have to make. So it's just that simple. It's a thing where at any moment I could get a call, and I'm very well aware of that. And I just try to prepare myself on all ends, so when that call do come, I try to stay pre-packed. I try to stay in contact with my barbers on a regular basis. We're in a group text, so we know what's going on. I want them to know what's going on with me as well as I know what's going on with them. So that's just pretty much that.
Okay, because of Floyd's obviously status and the amount of fame he has and all the rest of it, can you tell me what kind of percentage of this gig is trust and what percentage is actually skill set? How much of it is based on trust?
I think 90% of it is trust, because he's Floyd Mayweather. I mean, and the number might be high, give and take, but he can have any barber in the world cut his hair. It's a lot of barbers probably would love to be in my shoes, you know. So I feel like the percentage of trust is very high, you know. What I think people fail to realize, sometimes you be chosen, and by me being the one he decided to have his personal barber, I think there's a huge factor that he can trust me. He can leave his money there, he can leave his jewelry, he can leave me in his home, he trusts me with his kids. That's huge. So with those things being said, trust is a big factor.
Okay, perfect. And can you tell me how working with Floyd has improved the growth of your business, and how many doors of opportunity has it opened as a result?
Well, the doors of opportunity is just outstanding. Some of the opportunities I'm not ready to jump on, and I won't take a task that's too big for me. And again, that's why when it comes down to me, I'm picking out the team now. So once the door of opportunity open, I can open the door of opportunity for others. So I've grown a lot, because if I'm around somebody and I see him, how he moves and how he do things, it can't do nothing but inspire you and motivate you. So that gives me extra drive. I look at it no different from how I tell my barbers. You can't be iced out barber and working at iced out barbershop and you slacking. You're a representation of me, I'm a representation of you. Just like with Floyd, I can't be seen, you know, acting certain ways and conducting myself, you know, in a fashion that's not acceptable. And when I say not acceptable, meaning it's certain standards in life, certain positions you given, and you just gotta stick to it and hold yourself to it, regardless to, you know, if you want to do it or not. Of course I get tired. Of course, you know, it's tough getting up at 4 or 5 in the morning, only having 2-3 hours worth of sleep, packing, going country to country. But again, it comes with the territory. It's a give and take thing. So to answer that question, me being around him has grown me tenfold than what I was already.
Okay, perfect. And which other celebrities have you cut as a result of working with Floyd, if you can mention any names?
No. Put it this way. I'm asked to cut quite a few. But again, with my time and my loyalty, I'm only able to do what I could do, because if a barber that wants me or need me, it never was said to me, but just being the person I am, I'm loyal. I'm gonna always check to see if he need me, because with the perks and everything that comes with me being his barber, if I'm not available, because whoever, I won't name names, called and asked, it's kind of like a conflict of interest, you know. So I've cut a couple of celebrities, you know. I don't have to mention their name or whatever, you know what I mean.
That's cool. That's all I need to know. And what would you say your biggest challenge as a female barber is, irrespective of working for Floyd or not?
Getting guys to see the vision, getting guys to follow through with a plan that's been in action ever since 2001. When I opened up a shop, I had a vision as far as the sky can go. And the respect, I'm gonna get it anyway, because I give it, so I'm gonna demand it. I try to stay away from confrontation. You know, I'm a pretty good judge of character. And everybody you can't approach the same way. So I try to give respect and approach people with respect. So as far as, it's challenging though, being a female barber. I mean, a lot of things I look at, I feel like it has nothing to do with being a female or a male barber. It's just what happens in a barbershop, you know, and what separates my shop is we're a team, we're a family. You know, I mean, of course, it's like nothing else, we get mad at each other, we do stuff we don't want to do or whatever. But when it all comes down to it, we stick together, we're growing together, we're planning together, you know. So with that being said, I just think everything comes down to the leader. You're only as strong as your leader, you know, so.
I'm learning a lot about you, Jackie. You're a very strong, focused lady.
Thank you.
All right, just a couple more questions because I know you're really busy, and I'm
That's
really
okay.
thankful that you've taken the time out of your busy
No,
schedule.
it's okay. Can you interview my barber? Is that okay? Do I can give you more time.
Okay.
You know, I have barbers that's very bright and intelligent and skillful. You know, they can.
Okay, yeah, no worries. I've got
Okay.
3 more questions, and I'll be happy to answer.
That's fine. No problem.
If you're another one of your barbers, what was one of your greatest moments in barbering, in your barbering career?
One of my greatest days and moments. Gladys Knight, it's a good friend of mine. A lot of people don't know this because, again, I don't have to speak on things. I was at the shop. Her husband come to the barber shop, one of my particular barbers that used to work there. She don't work there no more, but she retired, but we still the best of friends. He was sitting around and he said, let's do something. Let's give back to the community. And we just came up with ideas, and she came, did an appearance, signed autographs, took pictures with people. The news was there, and that was one of my greatest moments because it showed me that just because you are inner city or just because you are nobody or no name, should I say, because at this point, a lot of people around the world didn't know who I was. And for that to happen to me at my first location on Martin Luther King, it just let me know that there's greater things to come. So to be honest, that was one of my most honorable, proud moments because we was giving back to the kids and it was a successful thing. Power 88.1, they sponsored it, so we gave out 88 free haircuts to the kids. Well, when I say it was sponsored, so my barbers, they got paid for it, but it was sponsored through Gladys Knight, and that right there, that touched me because she didn't have to do that just because her husband went to the shop. You know, that didn't have to come about, and it was just a beautiful moment. We had live radio footage there. It was just, that right there was the highlight, I think so.
I guess that's a testament to your work and your
Yes, it is.
attitude and your work ethic and your focus and the vision. All the rest of the other things that contribute to being
Absolutely.
a champion.
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Just a little plug for myself, if you don't mind. You
No.
recently used my product when on tour with Floyd in London.
I did.
You know, as American Barber, when you try and take your American clippers over to Europe,
They blew out. And Eric from Barbershop Connect, I was talking to him. I was in Russia, and he told me, he said, I'm gonna send you an adapter. One of the barbers, I didn't know it was you at the time, he said he doesn't cut hair anymore. He want to give it to you, and I want to personally thank you. That was a great gift. Thank you. I appreciate it. And you put it in a nice little leather bag. I have it right now. So when I go out the country, I make sure I take it with you. I make sure I take it with me. So thank you. Okay. Now when you say yours, that's you invented that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I developed that product too.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, because like I said, like Floyd, I was actually a self-cutter, but I was doing a 4-day wedding in Miami, and I bought a pair of US trimmers, loved the results, took them back to the UK.
And they blew out.
Kind
Absolutely.
of making the noise, and I was like, I want to use US clippers, so I have to do something about it. And then unbeknown to me, quite a number of barbers in Europe had obviously wanted to use American clippers without them blowing out, making noise and all the rest of the jazz. So
well, thank you.
You're
I
very
appreciate
welcome.
it.
All right, so in closing, Jackie, because like I said, you're a busy lady and you need to get on, what words of advice could you give to a female who's considering getting into barbering but sitting on the fence because they're worried about the challenges of being a female barber?
I would say knock down all barriers, because there's not such, again, it goes back to how I feel about excuse. The best excuse is no excuse. You could do anything you want to do. All you got to do is put your mind to it. But first off, you got to believe in you. Like when I first opened up my second location, I opened it up with not a single barber in mind, because I believed in me. I knew my vision, my dream, down to the light fixture on the wall. I saw what I wanted and what I didn't want. So I would tell that female barber, go for it. I mean, you won't know until you know. until you dive in it, because it's a challenge. And sometimes people get into things and it's like, hey, that's not what I want. I thought it was what I wanted, and that's okay. But I would tell female barber, male barber, whoever, go for it. The sky's the limit. But give it your all, because I feel like this is what we do. We will go and work a regular 9 to 5 that's somebody else's, but we won't give ourselves that strong work ethic. We're slack when it comes to us, but we'll go and work at McDonald's and put in 10, 12, 15 hours, but then when it comes to us, we want to slack. So I'll say, give it your all, because the sky's the limit. I've made outstanding amount of money before Floyd and with Floyd, so it's a lot of money involved in it, and I would just tell them, go for it. Follow your dreams. The sky's the limit.
Okay, I'm just going to, summarize what you said. Basically, Jackie said those that do not have goals will always work for those people who do have goals.
Pretty much. Absolutely. That's real. And I tell my barbers that as well. You know, think of something from behind the chair, in front of the chair. You got behind the chair down packed. Think of something, because something we cannot prevent is Father Time. You're going to get older. So you got to ask yourself, where do you want to be? I set goals for myself in a week, sometimes in a day. You know, I wake up 4 or 5 in the morning and I say, I need to set this goal today. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But I try, you know, and I'm only one person. So.
Jackie, thank you ever so much for, like I said, taking the time out of your day. A lot of female and even male barbers are going to watch this interview and, you know, go back with a different vision and a different attitude, not only to life but to their barbering careers on general. So thank you and salute you. So thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.